Hi, and welcome back to Setpoint. Today we're going to discuss whether automation makes sense for your company or not. The first thing that's very important is to get out all the issues and all the opportunities that you're faced with in your company. In order to solve the problems or take advantage of an opportunity, you have to know what they are. In order to get a really good comprehensive list of all the issues and opportunities, you need to bring all the stakeholders of your company together in a room. You need to discuss the product, the process. How's your delivery? Do you have customer quality issues? Are there ergonomic and OSHA recordable problems within the process in your facility that affect your employees? All these lists need to be put on a piece of paper so you can get them all out there. All the issues, all the opportunities. So now you have a list of issues and you have a list of opportunities that your company's faced with. You need to prioritize these lists. Very, very important. In many cases, what we find is as your list grows, some of the more important issues come up at the bottom of the list. Those need to be prioritized in the most important order. Another important thing that you need to consider when looking at buying automation is, do you have the business to support the investment? Now, the last thing you want to do is buy a piece of equipment, put it on your floor, and not have anything to run on it. Conversely, what also can happen is people will buy a piece of equipment, it's a pretty heavy investment, they feel like they need to run that piece of equipment all the time. So what they do is overproduce. And in a lean environment where we know that overproducing creates additional inventory carrying costs, storage issues, and so forth. So that's not a good idea either. So you need to understand your business outlook and make sure that it aligns with your capital expenditures for automation. So before really jumping into deciding whether you need automation or not, you really need to look at your overall process. Is it tightly defined? Do you rely on tribal knowledge to build your parts and very sophisticated techniques that only a few people know how to do? If that's the case, automation may not be a good step for you at this point. So ask yourself the question, is our process tightly defined? If the answer is yes, automation may be a very good solution for you. Another quick thing to consider is, are your parts consistent? If they're not, automation may really struggle with it. Consistent parts make for great automation. The very next step is establishing a budget. If you've established a budget, you need to ask yourself, how did we establish this budget? Did we take some wild guesses at the pricing? Did we establish our pricing based on good industry standards that are very similar to the processes and procedures that we potentially will be using with our automation? You need to understand that so that you can more tightly define the overall costs. The next thing to consider when reviewing whether you need automation or not is, can you support this automation? All of a sudden you're going to have some more sophisticated controls. You'll need an infrastructure of maintenance and personnel that are trained to support this. And you also need to look at the overall cost of ownership of having a piece of automation on your floor. Very important factors when making the decision. Last but not least, will you receive or realize a return on your investment? One way to calculate this is using net present value. It's very, very important that over the period use of your automation that you actually will receive a benefit or a return on your investment. If not, it's not a good decision.
Setpoint is the leader in lean automation solutions. For over 16 years, we've been delivering custom automated solutions for a broad variety of industries.